Hi guys, I'm here today to share 3 simple strategies to help you manage your carbohydrate needs wisely, whether you're trying to maintain your weight or whether you're trying to lose weight. Hello again, my name is YAJE if we've not yet met. On this channel, I do share some tips and tools to help you shape a healthier, a happier, a fitter version of yourself so you can live better and so you can live longer. Please, if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. That is so that every time I upload a new video, it's sure to find you wherever you are. Did I mention it's completely free? Yes, it's free. Go ahead, click on that subscribe button. Thank you very much. So, today I want to share 3 simple strategies that you can use to manage your carbohydrate needs wisely. Recently, in the diet and health and in this space, it's been all about carbs, as if carbs is the enemy. I don't think that carbs is the enemy. I think we all need to figure out how to manage carbs in a way that works for us. I think it should be individualized. I think it should be personalized, and that's why I talk about being smart with your carbs. Before I share the 3 simple strategies, why does it even matter? Why should you care? Carbs is a source of fuel. It's a source of energy, as is protein, as is fat. But protein and fat have other uses in the body other than just supplying your body with energy. Carbohydrates, on the other hand, the sole purpose of carbs is to supply the body with energy. And therefore, we have to manage our carbs intake, because when we end up with excess energy in the body has to convert that energy and store it. Guess what? It converts the energy and stores it as body fat, and that makes you gain weight. And when you have excess weight, you're obese, it brings along a whole host of metabolic diseases. High blood pressure, heart problems, cancer, you name it. So that's why you should care. It's not just about having your skinny jeans fit, which is one of them, but the metabolic disease part is a real issue. So it's important that we learn how to manage our carbs needs wisely. Smart carb strategy number 1 is the quality of your carbohydrates. Where are you getting your carbs from? Are your carbs coming from whole food sources? And by whole food sources, I'm talking about staying as close to nature as possible. For example, cocoyams, sweet potatoes, plantains, corn. Okay, so wholesome food sources, as close to nature as possible, minimal processing. Now, it's impossible to have some of these things without a little bit of processing, right? But you want it to be as close to nature as possible, which means it's been minimally processed. So you can see how cakes and cookies would not be a smart way to consume your carbs, right? So smart carbs rule number 1 is the quality. If you start working on nothing else, start working on the quality of your carbs. It should come from whole food sources. It should be minimally processed, and it should also be cooked the right way. This is one that people often forget. Plantains can be very healthy, it's wholesome, but the moment you take your plantains and you make that soft dough out of it, it has gone from healthy to unhealthy because you've deep fried it. The quality is not important only because it comes from a whole food source. It's also important that you cook it in a way that maintains that wholesomeness. You cook it in a wholesome manner. So deep fried whole foods don't count as whole foods. You have messed it up. Smart carb rule number 2 is the quantity. And this one is going to depend on your goals. It's going to depend on your goals and where you are. If you still have body fat to lose, if you're still trying to lose weight, how much carbs you need is going to be different from somebody who is in maintenance and is just trying to manage their weight, and it's going to be different from somebody who is trying to gain weight. We often forget that there are people trying to gain weight. So bear this in mind as I share the strategies. So it's going to depend on your goal with regards to where you are with your weight. It's also going to depend on your level of physical activity, whether you exercise or not, and how intensely you exercise. Your quantity is going to depend on these 2 factors. If you are trying to lose weight, my recommendation is you start with half a cup of starchy carbs in a day. Half a cup, and you go up or you go down depending on the results that you see or not see. If you start with half a cup and you're losing weight, then stay with half a cup. If you start with half a cup and you're not losing weight, maybe you need to knock it down a little bit. But this is going to depend on your goal. So if you have body weight to lose, I recommend you start with half a cup a day. If you do not have weight to lose, my recommendation is 1 cup a day. And again, let whatever way that you use to track feedback, let your body tell you how that is working for you or not, and then you make adjustments from there. If you are very active and you do hard workouts, you can get away with more carbs than somebody who is not active. If you are not very active, then you don't need that much carbs. Again, it's not rocket science. On days that you do not exercise, knock the carbs down a little bit. If it's in your rest or recovery day, or you don't have a lot of physical activity, think of it as I don't need that much extra energy, and then you don't have starchy carbohydrates. Remember, when I say carbs in this video, I'm talking about the starchy carbohydrates. I'm not talking about your vegetables. Vegetables, you can have as much as you want anytime. The third smart carb rule is right timing. When you have carbs first thing in the morning, as in with your first meal, traditionally called breakfast, it can set you up hormonally to be experiencing cravings and hunger throughout the day without you even knowing. And there's more of a chance of that carbs that you consume in the morning to be converted and stored as fat because of the hormonal environment that it creates. Overnight you've been fasting, right? So the blood sugar is pretty low. When you take carbs like in the morning first thing, what it does is it causes like a spike in insulin, which can be exaggerated because it's been so low all night. Just imagine sometimes you're in the dark, okay, and then somebody just all of a sudden turns on bright light. The effect, the jolt is more because you've been in the dark, as opposed to you take your carbs later on in the day or in the evening when your body has had a chance to kind of like have a higher baseline of insulin. Then the spike, the jolt is not going, the response, the insulin response is not going to be that much when it's later on in the day. With the timing, my recommendation is try not to have your starchy carbohydrate in the morning or with your first meal. Hold up to later on in the day. Or if you exercise in the morning, you've done an intense workout, then have the carbs after your workout, even if it's in the morning. One is the quality. This is where your whole foods come in, and it's not just whole foods, it has to be cooked in a way that preserves the wholesomeness. Do not deep fry it. Number two is the right quantity, and this is where your individual needs come in. If you're trying to lose weight, stick with half a cup and go up or down depending on whether you see weight loss over time or not. The quantity is also going to depend on your level of physical activity. If you're very active and you do intense exercise, you're going to need more carbs. If you are not very active or on the days that you do not exercise, you need less carbs, so you adjust accordingly. The third one is the timing. It's best to have carbs either after an intense workout or later on in the day, as opposed to with your first meal, because of the hormonal environment that it creates. Invite a friend or two to subscribe to the channel. I am very happy and I'm very grateful to you for spending a little bit of your time with me today. I do not take it for granted. Until next time, make it a healthy and fit day, and we'll chat in the next video. Bye-bye.